Hey guys, how you doing? It's Gavin here from Start Fresh Personal Training, and today's little video is going to be about the weighted crunch. So when you embark on your fitness journey, or you come up to summer, or whatever the reasons you are, you go to the gym, you do crunches, okay? You do crunches and you start to add some weight and you start doing more crunches, and in the hope that you're going to get a nice looking six-pack or midsection. But in actual fact, I'm going to show you in a minute, I pretty much guarantee that adding weight like this is going to make the exercise easier for you. And therefore, you're not going to be creating the overload that you need to define your abs. So when you lose some body fat, the abs are poking out. So when performing the crunch, hope you can see the little diagram there. All about mechanics, okay? And it's all about using, trying to put the maximum amount of tension on the muscle to challenge yourself to come forward, and to put enough, strain and tension on the muscle to make it grow, right? So pretty much basic mechanics. The further along this weight is to your feet, the easier this is going to become, all right? If you throw the weight forward, the momentum of the weight going forward is offsetting your core flex. It's like a seesaw. If you got a seesaw like that and you put more weight on one side, the other one's going to go up. So if you throw the weight forward that way, it's going to help you up. Really, really simple, okay? Exactly the same for doing the sit-ups. See people in the gym, they've got a massive plate in front of them and they're doing sit-ups. And I'm sure they work them a little bit, but it's not efficient, it's not optimal. And when they push that weight forward, alright, tons of pens here. When they push the weight forward that way, gravity starts to take over. This is the curve, okay? And as the weight comes forward, this weight then starts to pull the body upwards. So as it comes down, no longer the muscles are using, the weight is pulling you up. And in fact, I've got clients right now that they can't actually do sit-ups at the moment. And one of the ways I help them up is an assisted sit-up is to use a small plate. So when they come up, the momentum of the plate helps them forward. And then when they come down, they keep the plate close and they work on the eccentric portion of the exercise. Because as you know, that when you the lowering part of the movement is where the muscle is strongest, and it's where you need to overload to grow. Okay, so think of it. If you're pushing the way forward, this then becomes super easy. All right. So there's a couple of ways you can make this challenging. If you desperately need to use weight, I'm going to show you in a minute that you probably don't even need to use weight anyway. All right. Is to bring the weight close to your body, which means that when the dumbbell is held kind of here, and you keep it close to your body at all times, don't let it swing, is when you crunch up, you're basically having the weight in front of your body and you come up. And again, when you start to come, kind of upright, the weight is then sitting, vertical to the floor, and therefore there's no tension on the muscle. And then you can come back down and obviously you start lowering again. But if you keep the weight closer to your body there, you're going to have more of a stimulation, all right? So when it comes to your mechanics, okay, I'm going to show you in a minute, but you want to try and avoid getting your hip flexors to help, okay? So the hip flexors sort of cross the hip there, okay? They come from the top of the leg up into your abs, up onto your hip there, and what we tend to do is when we're doing a crunch is to pull, and these help an awful lot pulling you up. If you may have experienced it yourself when you're doing sit-ups, you might get quite a lot of tightness in the hip flexors. And even if you lift your knee up now, or you can't see it from the camera, but if you lift your leg up, you'll feel these muscles start to fire up. And it's no different when you're doing a sit-up as well. If you stick your feet under something to do a sit-up and pull, these muscles will fire. They're the ones helping you get up. Which would mean that you probably don't need weight in the first place, because at the end of the day, your abs probably not even strong enough to lift your own body weight anyway. I'm going to show you a little trick in a minute to make it a little bit harder to get you the maximum amount of benefit from this exercise. So here's going to be a quick, very badly drawn look at the abdominals, okay? So there are going to be obliques that come down this way. We're not going to look at those. A crunch predominantly does the abdominal muscles, which is the 6 or 8 pack muscles, all right? So first of all, the muscles are set out in the midsection, and these are kind of like ligaments and sorry, I'm trying to think of the words, ligaments and tendons that come across in between, and they give and the muscle is in between that. And what happens is, to get a six pack, you need these muscles to stick higher than the ligaments are. So it's as this will give you the six pack guidelines. So it's the tendons that run across and the muscles will be in between. That gives you that. Then what's really important is that when you're trying to do a sit up, the hip flexors quite often, which are the muscles that run between the leg and above the hip to help flex the hip, they play a big part in getting you up from a sit-up, okay? And you can just feel it. You do it yourself and you'll feel it work. So ideally, if you want to work your abs, you really need to focus on the abdominals, which are these muscles here, okay? And that is what you're doing the crunch for in the first place. You don't really want to build up your hip flexor muscles unless you've got weak hip flexors. So you need to try and eliminate the involvement of these muscles, and I'm going to show that in a minute. And it's quite easy. It's to basically drop your knees out to the side. When you drop your knees out to the side, they don't have a very good, hasn't got a good leverage to pull you up, and it makes the crunch super hard. So it's going to probably mean you're not going to need to use weight, and you're going to get a really good contraction doing it this way. And I'm going to show you in 1 minute. So I'm going to take this to the floor right now. I'm going to show you with a plate and without a plate. I'll show you exactly what I mean just now, okay? So what you tend to see, you may have done it yourself, is that you've got a plate in front, okay? You come down and then you come up with the crunch. But as you can see, when you hold it there, there's no tension on my abs whatsoever. The weight now is pulling me forward. So as I come from here, and I lift it forward, the weight comes down, I can lift this straight back up easy because this weight is moving and it's adding as a counterbalance to my abs. So when I lift it forward, as you can see this way, as I lift it forward, as you see people do, it just makes the crunch easier, and therefore you're not going to get the stimulation you need, alright? So as I talked about, if you do think you need to use some weight, keep the weight close to your body, don't let it move. As it comes down this way, come up, just for this position, so if you come up too high, there's no tension on the muscle, bring it back this way, bring it down, and bring it back up. If you keep the weight close to your body, there's going to be less chance of using the counterbalance thing towards it. But even then, I can still feel my hip flexors, alright? So what I'm trying to do is whereas my knees are up this way, and if you sit down, I want you just to feel in there. And you'll feel that the muscles is quite hard, okay? That's the hip flexors working. So when I come down flat, you might feel there's not much going on there, but when you lift up, feel it for yourself. They fire up straight away, alright? So a little tip to eliminate that is drop your legs to the side. So as you come this way, let your legs up to the side, come across there, and then bring it up. And when you go back down, keep it nice and crunched, and lower it slowly, control it. Come down flat, and lift it up. And if you start doing that, you're going to instantly feel that crunch is a lot harder than A, when you're using the weight, and B, when your legs are up this way, right? And if you want to get the most out of your ab work, and you want to get some nice toned abs, this is going to be your way to start, okay? Drop your legs to the side, bring it this way, and then come up. Then, if you feel this is too hard, and you need a weight to help make it a bit easier, you can use it as a counterbalance, okay? So then you come up and I go, oh, that's too hard for me. Then you can bring it up, pull it forward to bring it back up. Then use the weight and gently take it back down where you get the most overload. So again, get a weight to lift you up, bring it nice and close, and lower it down slowly, alright? And I promise that if you do take those little tips away from it, it's going to make your ab work a little bit better, and you're going to save you wasting a whole bunch of time using a big heavy weight which you think is going to help you build your abs, when in actual fact it's probably making the exercise easier. Hope you learned something from this exercise, okay? The crunch is not a bad exercise. There are better ones, but hey, you know, we all default to crunches when we're trying to build our abs. So if you have any questions, guys, really be cool if you could leave a comment below. I'd love to answer them. If you're watching this on YouTube, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, a share. Yeah guys, start fresh. If you don't make a change today, how will tomorrow be any different? Cheers.